As agents? No, it's not.
I'm with you.
Just drop a heal on the floor. Drop a heal. Drop a heal.
I'm doing a 180 now. I'm going to go back towards me. Alright, I'm hit. I got staggered.
Is there?
Are you sure? They're all aggroing on me. What do you mean? What do you mean? Can someone... Mate,
Why are you? Are you getting me out?
can I go to the top again?
Behind us, behind us. Behind us.
Hey boys.
Fucking go away. I'm just dropping an armor pill for myself. Who's the hive down?
I'm recording that. I had about like 6 people shoot me. Like you guys pull back and I literally just, oh, love it, love that. Love that. Yeah. Apart from one. Oh, two, sorry. Sniper. Watch gear wet. Sniper inbound. Right, to your right, to your right.
I've got a tardigrade. I've got a shield.
Watch out, Denson behind you. There's a guy behind on me. He's aggroing me now, so he's got the Metador backpack with lead there, as per. Fucking get this going. I don't know who.
Pulsing. He's getting him up.
Picking up booster hive. To you.
Far away. Combat. I was just trying to rifle me. Sniper.
Sniper's up here.
That's an SVD, the way that you fired that quick.
Up on the bridge. Careful. Yeah. Two of them.
That's that. Was that ranger from that far?
What's going on, guys? UK's Mike James, bringing you the first build video in relation to the Group DZ composition video I posted. This is a group reliant build which wouldn't work very well for solo play. I'll put a link in the description to the video that I'm referring to. This build is focused on dealing as much damage as possible from the best damage output source in the game. The survivability will come from the 3 other team members in your team. I'll start off with how it's built. The Coyote's Mask. Everyone at this point should know the strength of this piece, even when it's used solo. Each of the 3 buffs it gives is stronger than the brand set, which gives the same attribute. Not only are these buffs given to you, but also to your group. Most of the PvP will be at less than 10 meters due to players relying on Lady Death Intimidate, so the 25% buff will be active most of the time. Chest piece, we have gone here for Intimidate. Everyone should know by now how strong this piece is. 35% multiplicative damage is a massive amount. Due to the fact that it's multiplicative, the effect of this is vastly more than it is on a 3 red, 3 blue build because of the damage buffs from True Patriot, Future Initiative, 6 red cores and a backpack talent. It's roughly the equivalent of having 6 more core red attributes to your build. Another great option here is Spotter. Yes, it's less damage, but it's active a lot more time than Intimidate is, so overall it's a fair choice. Backpack. I've gone for Walker here, mainly due to the fact that I was dropped this backpack with max rolls and the talent that I wanted. I've opted for Companion here, as I should always be in range of a teammate to get the buff, and I don't want to use Adrenaline Rush as this drops my damage and wouldn't have a massive bonus armor gain due to my low based armor as I'm running all reds. The key thing here is to run any damage focused backpack. Wicked is fine as you run in 2 status effect related skills. You could also run Concussion or Versatile, it's really up to you. Keep an eye out for the total weapon damage buffs. Total weapon damage actually multiplies your damage, it isn't just a flat percentage, so this 15% is much stronger than it seems. As for the holster, we've got a second piece of Walker. This is for PvP where the majority of the time the enemy does have armor. This is a multiplicative stat, so due to my high damage already, the effects of this is insane. As for the knees, Fox's Prayer. Some of you are thinking I'm not running rifle. That's irrelevant as I'm using this piece for the 8% damage target out cover. This is such a strong stat that I see it as a brand set bonus. This leaves you missing out on one minor attribute. The decision that you have to make when choosing to run or not run this piece for me usually lies with if I need that other stat. As for the gloves, we're using Contractors for 8% damage to armor for the same reason as the Fox's knee pads. I also use LMGs on this build so I don't always waste the brand set. This build would work perfectly fine with other weapons like a nicely rolled assault rifle, with the most important stat being 10% damage to targets out cover. FAMAS, Police M4, G36 and so on. The Savage Wolverine is a nice gun. The talent is situational, but that situation of getting a kill at close range will happen very often. As being the main damage dealer, most of the time you would get the kill. Obviously you can go for talents like Optimist and Instinct to maximise your damage. I ended up here with Ranger, so I could have a gun for both close range and long range. You could even use LMGs here. They have a deadly combination of extra damage to targets out of cover from the weapon type, damage to armor, plus the exclusive talent Unhinged. Where LMGs lack in PvP is all around weapon handling, from reload speeds, accuracy, especially with Unhinged. This is where a tier 6 booster hive comes in to put your LMGs on par with, or even past the assault rifles. If you're a fan of the exotics, you can give the Chameleon a go, or even a Pestilence, as this gun benefits from having high weapon damage. It would definitely sort out some shields. Both of these guns would also benefit greatly from the tier 6 booster hive's weapon handling buff. The only gun I'd steer away from here is the Eagle Bearer. You have so much sustain that the damage resilience isn't necessary, especially if you take too much damage when the tenacity buff finishes. As for the skills, you have a few options. The Decoy is a love skill and may be a good choice, as during the chaos removing your nameplate could be helpful for the enemy focus fire to be passed to a tankier group member or for you to flank around. But in this setup you should really be playing next to your healer and the True Patriot tank. The Defender Drone is also a good choice, but I've opted for EMP Pulse and Sticky. I won't be specking Skillet, so it's nice to have 2 forms of EMP to destroy the shields, not to mention the EMP Sticky staggers players for more than enough time to burst them down. Specialization, obviously spec the weapon damage for the weapons you use and the ones you could swap to. So for example me, LMG, AR and SMG. Options here include Gunner for the rate of fire buff, reload speed buff. You could also go Demolitionist to stop the explosion stagger and buff the rest of the group's damage. You know, you can read the bonuses yourself here. Every specialization in some way is viable for this build. There are of course other ways to go with this build, whether that be a bit of Grupo or 2 Sokolov, RNK for some income repairs, or a bit of Jarl for the hazard protection, maybe even a bit of armor, but this depends on the piece you have and how you want to build it for yourself. If you're watching this, you're probably a PvP player that only does PvE to help them get the gear they need for PvP. I don't want to spend 50% of your time playing farming. So as long as you have the gear that you need to get the basis of this all-out damage build, you can build it however you see fit. I also have a Negotiator's build to kill multiple players at the same time as they're stacking up. You could say it's cheesy, but with the reduced range and the debuff on the enemy's UI, it's nowhere near as bad as it was. It's also good using this build, as if you mark a player with a crit who's behind a shield, you can shoot another target and damage the original player that you marked, ignoring his shield. It's an extremely fun build to play. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.